Getting a cancer diagnosis, it is devastating, but there is a new treatment center right here in the Valley giving patients new hope. This is Dr. John Kressel. He's a radiation oncologist with Phoenix Cyberknife, and he's here to tell us how it works. Great to see you.
Thanks.
So how did Phoenix Cyberknife come about here in Phoenix?
Well, I and my group wanted to bring radiosurgery to the Valley, and one of the ways of doing that was we acquired the Cyberknife technology. It's one of the only center, well, it's actually the only center in Arizona that has that type of treatment device.
And so many patients, when they get that diagnosis, it's terrifying, it really is, but they're often just told chemotherapy or radiation.
Or surgery.
Or surgery. How is this different?
Well, this is a form of radiation therapy, but the big difference is it's the only kind of device and it's the only type of treatment that actually moves with the patient, and that increases the precision and the accuracy. It actually moves the radiation as the patient or target moves, and that can reduce side effects and, more importantly, even produce better outcomes.
Right, because you're not, of course, treating areas that don't need to be treated. And this
Correct.
is not only unique to Phoenix, but this is really a treatment center across the country that is being looked at as kind of the measure of how to do this type of treatment.
Yeah, the trends in radiation therapy are towards shorter treatment times with larger treatments each day, and there's more and more studies being published on this. This is kind of the cutting edge of it, where treatments are delivered in 5 days or less versus
Wow.
9 weeks or longer.
And what about the side effects to Cyberknife?
So each case is different, but in general, because you're treating less normal tissue, we expect, and we've shown in several cases, that the side effects are much less utilizing Cyberknife.
And for so many people out there, and you know this, Dr. Kressel, when they get to you, they are really at their wits' end as far as, treatment. And a lot of times they have to make this decision based on, can they afford the treatment? But what about insurance?
So it's covered by insurance and Medicare, and this is actually a win-win-win situation. It tends to be more convenient for the patients. Today we're going to talk about prostate cancer. So 5 treatments versus 9 weeks, it's more convenient, and the cost is usually half of that of the standard 9-week treatment courses. So those things together with the good outcomes really make it a win-win-win.
And a lot of people who find you, and we're going to meet a patient coming up a little bit later, who found you by just going online. The doctor didn't necessarily tell him about this alternative treatment. Why do you think there's a lack of that?
Well, that's one of our big challenges, is trying to educate the population and trying to educate physicians. This is relatively new. Like I said, it's the only one in Arizona, so again, being aware of it. Sometimes physicians won't send patients, or even know to send patients, to let them know about all of their treatment options. So we're trying to get that word out, that information out, because that's important. Patients should know every option before they make a decision.
Absolutely, especially about something this serious. What about the success rate?
So again, it depends on the treatment site, but Cyberknife is something that's used for basically every type of cancer. So today we're going to talk about prostate cancer, and compared to other treatment options, in many cases it's shown to be as good or better across the board.
Does it matter what stage you're in when they come to Cyberknife? Absolutely.
That's a very important part, and that's where, again, patients need to understand that they need to understand their option for themselves specifically. Everybody's a bit different.
Sure.
Stage, extent of disease, age, there's a lot of factors that need to go into that decision process.
Well, you're going to meet a patient of Dr. Kressel's coming up who was battling prostate cancer. You'll hear about his recovery in just a little bit later in the show, but we want to give you some information. If you have any questions for Phoenix Cyberknife and Radiation Oncology Center, you can email them at info@pcroc.com. They are located at 4611 East Shea Boulevard in Phoenix. Give them a call to book an appointment, 602-497-0605, or visit them online at phoenixcyberknifecenter.com.